There is a Stoic practice so powerful and psychologically sharp that ancient philosophers rarely spoke of it openly. They believed it could transform a person into someone unshakable, disciplined, and immune to fear. But only if the mind was strong enough to handle it. Most people weren't, and even today they still aren't. This practice wasn't shared with beginners. It wasn't written as light advice or taught to crowds. It was reserved only for those who had already proven they could control their impulses, their emotions, and their judgments. It was a weapon for the elite, a method feared even by the ones who used it. And yet, it is the one practice that can completely reshape your mind and your life, if you are brave enough to face it. The ancient Stoics called it memento mori. Remember, you will die. Not as poetry, not as motivation, but as a daily, deliberate confrontation with the end of your existence. Most people think they understand this idea. They've heard it before, seen it written on shirts or tattoos, but what the Stoics meant was far more intense, far more personal, and far more transformative. They wanted you to sit with the reality of your own death, to imagine it, to feel it, to confront the fragility of your life so deeply that you could never again be controlled by fear, ego, or distraction. This is the forbidden Stoic practice, and here is why almost no one talks about it. The Stoics observe something that today's world refuses to acknowledge. People live as if they will live forever. They postpone everything. They delay change. They avoid difficult decisions. They stay in bad habits, toxic cycles, and wasted time because they secretly believe tomorrow is guaranteed. But the Stoics knew the truth. Tomorrow is never promised. Not to the strong, not to the wealthy, not to the young, not to anyone. This is why Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." He was not being poetic. He was giving himself a command, a shock, a reminder that every choice matters because every moment could be the last. But this level of awareness is uncomfortable. It forces you to recognize how fragile everything is, your plans, your relationships, your opportunities. It strips away illusions. It exposes what truly matters. And this is why most people avoid memento mori. It scares them. It confronts them with the truth they spend their entire lives running from. But to the Stoic, truth is power. There is a second layer to this practice, remembering not only your own death, but the death of others, the people you love, the people you depend on, the people you take for granted. The Stoics believed that to appreciate someone fully, you must understand that they can be taken from you at any moment. Seneca wrote, "Let us value every moment." This was not meant to create fear, but gratitude, presence, humility. When you realize that the people around you are temporary, you stop wasting time on resentment and trivial conflicts. You begin to appreciate more, listen more, love more deliberately. You finally understand that the only tragedy greater than losing someone is never valuing them while they were alive. Then comes the darkest layer, the layer that makes this practice truly forbidden. It's not just imagining death, it's what you do after imagining it. Once you understand how fragile life is, you must live differently. You stop postponing the conversations you need to have. You stop delaying the goals you know you should pursue. You stop waiting for the perfect moment because you understand there is no perfect moment. You start acting now, today, this hour. The Stoic who practices memento mori becomes intolerant of wasted time, allergic to excuses, immune to fear. Fear loses its power when you have already faced the worst thing that can happen. This practice was considered dangerous because once you confront death, you can no longer lie to yourself. You can no longer hide behind indecision. You can no longer escape responsibility. You see life clearly, and clarity demands action. But memento mori was only the beginning. To fully integrate it, the Stoics combined it with two other advanced practices, premeditatio malorum and voluntary discomfort. Premeditatio malorum is imagining everything that can go wrong before it happens. It is mental armor, the ability to face misfortune in the mind so you meet it with calm instead of panic. Seneca wrote, "He robs present ills of their power who has already faced them in imagination." Most people avoid even thinking about problems. The Stoic faces them voluntarily. Voluntary discomfort is the physical counterpart. While modern people chase comfort and ease, the Stoics practice discomfort intentionally: cold exposure, fasting, simplicity, physical strain. Not to suffer, but to strengthen. Seneca instructed his students to practice poverty so they would stop fearing it. When you realize you can endure more than you think, fear disappears. The forbidden Stoic practice is a combination of all three. Memento mori, face the final truth. Premeditatio malorum, face potential adversity. Voluntary discomfort, train your ability to endure. When you combine these, you stop fearing the future, you stop clinging to the past, you become present, disciplined, and clear-minded, you become decisive, you become resilient, you become calm under pressure. That is why the practice is considered forbidden, not because it is wrong, but because it demands courage and brutal honesty. Most people are not ready for that level of responsibility, but if you are, everything changes. Your relationships become deeper because you value people more. Your focus increases because you stop wasting time. Your anxiety decreases because you are mentally prepared for adversity. Your discipline grows because you stop running from discomfort. Your fear dissolves because you've already faced the truth behind all fears. Memento mori is not about death. It is about life. It teaches you to live fully, urgently, intentionally, without wasting a single day. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do not act as if you were going to live 10,000 years. While you live, while it is in your power, be good." This is the heart of the forbidden practice. It is not about being morbid. It is about refusing to waste the life you have been given. Most people drift. Stoics do not drift. Most people wait. Stoics act. Most people fear. Stoics prepare. This practice is forbidden because it demands responsibility, and responsibility is rare. But if you choose it, your life changes permanently. You stop caring about trivial things. You stop postponing what matters. You start living intentionally because you know the truth. Life is fragile, and that is exactly what makes it meaningful. Remember your mortality. Prepare for adversity, train discomfort, and then live fully, deliberately, powerfully, not someday, not eventually, now. When you live with the awareness of death, you finally understand how to live with the fullness of life. That is the secret, that is the practice, that is the power no one talks about. And now that you know it, the question is, what will you do with it?